Ooh, testing, testing. Let's see. Testing, testing. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm Tom. I'm going to be going through how to make a web page from your existing code base. One thing that is extremely useful, it's hard to do. You know, we have a lot of tools, especially backend engineers. We have a lot of tools to help us in the back end, but not so much with the front ends. And I think there could be a lot of benefit of exploring different UI tools here and there. Hold on, I'm just checking a few things. Okay. Historically, I've always been a back-end engineer, and you know, trying to develop something for any UI for an app or a web front end has always been very difficult. Until I came across Pencil.dev. So Pencil.dev is a really neat tool. It hooks into Cloud Code, it hooks into Codex. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take one of my existing Git repos, Memento, which helps with context, keeping context across sessions in Claude and Codex, and even helping yourself with, hey, what have I accomplished today? And it's a little NPC server. I don't intend to actually publish a website for this tool at the moment, but if I wanted to, how would I actually do it? So I already have a README. I have a whole bunch of docs here in this repo itself. What I'm going to do is pull up Cloud Code right now. As you can see, I have a YouTube description already ready to go. I'm going to clear that out. Okay, so typically, before I saw Pencil.dev, I would type into Claude code ad nauseum until I described what I wanted the UI to be. And it would take a while, and I would have no say in kind of how it looks. In comes Pencil.dev. So here's kind of what Pencil.dev looks like. At the bottom here, we have our chat. I'm going to go ahead and attach my README from, I edited it yesterday, I fixed a few bugs. The README describes everything you saw on the GitHub, and then if I go into docs, I'm going to go ahead and add, let's say my roadmap. And yeah, let's just add those two things for now. So now I've added 2 pieces of context to the chat. Okay, design for me a website that will help promote the use of this tool. Note this tool is free to use and just helps memory management for yourself and your coding agents. Acts as a server. You can select and hook up, like I said, Codex or Claude. I'm going to be using Claude Opus 4.6. And I'm just going to be hitting go. So it's going to take a little while to run, but at least I have something that I can now base things off of, and it's going to ingest my README. It's going to ingest my roadmap with some items I want to develop in the future. And it's going to design for me a website. And this can be done for apps, different apps that you can create workflow, you can create diagrams. It's really nice to use this tool. And this is a completely free tool, Pencil.dev. I really like it because before I would actually, like I said, go into Claude Code, describe the entire website, the different pages that I wanted, the about, the FAQ, a whole bunch of different things. Now I don't have to do that. Well, I still have to do that, but before I had no say in what it would look like, and I would just take what it had and run with it because I'm not a UI designer. Here, as you can see, it's starting to create a website just for this project repo. And after it's done creating, I'm going to tell it to create a few different variants of it so I can get an idea of what it could look like. Maybe I have some input I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and shut up and just let it run for a bit. See you in a few. Okay, just like that, we have a example website. And it may not be the first thing you like. I like it quite a lot, but um, let's go ahead and create 2 more designs. Give me some variety. If you don't like it, you can ask it to give you some more examples before you actually commit to anything. Of course. Claude process aborted by user. Yes, of course I did. Go ahead and put that in again. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Now, I'm fairly happy with this design, so I'm actually going to go ahead and save this, and we can work on 2 things in parallel. Um, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up Claude Code while this is generating some more examples for V2 and V3. I just, if it will respond, poor little MacBook. Just want to make sure that, Claude picks up the file appropriately. Go ahead and increase the font for y'all. There it is. Docs website design example.pen. No, don't open it. Just implement it. I want to launch it locally and see how it looks. It's okay if you have typos. It's not the end of the world. Claude will figure it out. Go ahead and use Playwright to launch and test and verify it works. So while we're designing some other examples, I'm just going to go ahead and execute on the example that we've already created it. Let's take a look at Pencil, see how it's doing. Oh, looks like V3. V3 looks black. Now, sometimes you have some issues with new products, which is fine. Back and see if there is anything wrong. Zooming into the more, they call it editorial looking view, it doesn't really grab me very much. They look a little too blocky and similar. When you have aesthetics that you just kind of don't agree with, you go ahead and prompt it and tell it. But as you can see, from someone who doesn't have a vision of what the website would look like, at least I'm given some examples of what it would look like. And you can pass in websites that you do like to say, hey, make a website that's like this. So you have more examples to work with and more palettes to work from. As you see, as Claude Code's working in the background from our terminal, we can go check in on it. I didn't have to screenshot the individual pieces. I didn't have to screenshot a website. I just pointed it at the actual pen file and it's off to the races. Zoom into the brutalist type of a web page. I do like dark kind of aesthetics, so a little bit tiny. I don't like the font too much. So, we're having it look at a few different other view types. Hopefully we'll get some examples pretty soon. Of course, I have way too many Chrome tabs, so I'm trying to kill a few to free up some memory. Okay, so it's starting to finish up. You can get an idea of the designs it made. I sold it to be a little bit less blocky. It was a little too similar before. And now we have something that's neon pulsed, which it looks like it's missing some area here. You always can follow up with the prompt and continue the conversation and flush it out, change things around. But this is all for getting some initial ideas on what your website might want to look like. And then we have paper and ink, which is looking actually pretty good, at least to me. I'm not a UI expert by any means. Let's go ahead and check in on Claude Code, see what's going on there. Looks like it's plugging away. Looks like it's getting close to right in the landing page finally. Let's see if Pencil finished up. Hold on just a sec. Yo, what's up? Oh, fun. I'm still streaming right now. Yep. Not yet. Yep. I'll give you a call when I'm done. I'm almost through it. Bye. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, cloud code should be done fairly soon. I cleared up some memory. I was killing a few processes that were just taking up my little MacBook's memory. So sad. Okay, now we're at building and launching. Let's go. Shouldn't be any errors, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And here we go. We have the beginnings of a website. Well, host 3000, of course. You know, you have to go host this yourself. But it's that easy. Of course, if you're making something more functional, it's a little bit more work, and you got to work through the different user journeys and workflows, but this is pretty neat. Let's see if there's any other updates to Pencil before we wrap this up. No, just looks like Pencil finished up. You could also mid development, well, you could before. You could reload Pencil and then switch to Codex to see how Codex would design it. So if you like to go back and forth between different models, I do like to do that myself. Get feedback from multiple things, but there we go. We have our website, and well, that's the other one I had too. There you go. That's about it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this. So Pencil.dev and in combination with Claude Code. Talk to y'all later.